Hey YouTube, it's Andrew here with Burnett's Woodwork. Had a request I'd post a short video on YouTube about making circles on the bandsaw and my jig that I used that I made to make these. Had some requests to do a more in-depth video on how I made the jig cut, the circle sled. So we're going to go over there. I will apologize. It's going to be an unedited video. So I know I can't edit videos right now. My computer's too slow. I got to upgrade to a better computer. So bear with me, and I hope you learned something. And if you do learn something, remember to click subscribe and like on the video. And thank you in advance. So we're going to go over here to the bandsaw. It's the Grizzly G0555LX. The fiance bought me this for Christmas. I do not have a riser block in it, so we're still only at the 6-inch cutting capacity. But that's not what we're here talking about. We're talking about the circle cutting jig. It is 2 sheets of 1/2-inch birch plywood. The first sheet being the whole size of this jig. The second piece is a piece that goes down through here where the blade comes in. A piece here and a piece here. The piece in the center is a sliding dovetail. I'm sorry with the lighting here. It's a sliding dovetail that allows you to adjust for your radii, or half the distance of your circle, or half your diameter. This pin right here needs to be in line with the back of the gullet. The problem with this jig, this was my first one, trial and error. Yes, this pin is in line with the back of the gullet on a 3/8 blade. Reason being 3/8, that's the blade that come on the machine. I built this thing literally the day after I got this machine. Now, I suggest anyone making this have this piece right here lined up in the center of your dovetail. Mine's a little off-centered, and I'm actually not able to turn this jig around, or this piece around, and cut wider circles. I have to have a longer piece. But I'm going to show you how to remedy that problem. This little block right here. So if anybody's never seen one of these, there's a runner that runs in the miter slot of the table, slides in. To remedy for the different size blades, so your pivot pin lines up, if you will make this piece right here, make it a little longer so it connects here, but then put you a screw or a bolt or something in here so you can adjust the stop for the different blades. Mine, I literally butted it up, and then I put the pin in line with the 3/8 blade. Wasn't thinking about the future of changing the design or the different blades, because at the time I only had the 3/8 blade. Hindsight's 20/20. As far as my pivot pin, let's see if I can get this thing out right here. I can't get it out. Anyways, it's a tip of a roofing nail, actually. It's 1/8 diameter, just cut off and stuck down in there. There's no glue or nothing. It's literally just stuck down in there. This reference line is when I use my steel rule to measure off the blade, which is kind of backwards there. Right now we're sitting at 2 inches. Here in a second I'm going to turn this thing on and show y'all how quick and simple this little jig can make circles. Said buddy over at Franklin Woodworks wanted a more in-depth jig, especially when I was telling him about my dovetail that I used, because he used one on a track saw design that he made. It's a real good video. If you want to jump over to his site, I'll link it in the description. Really great track saw using this same sliding dovetail design. So if you want to check that out, check it out. And I'm going to set the camera up and cut a few circles. Actually, before we do that, let's go right over here to our table. All right, so here's one I cut just a minute ago to make sure everything was doing good. I usually like to cut one just to practice scrap. This is old pallet wood I had. But take your calipers, compass, whatever you want to call them today. We'll do it on this side where it's clean. We've set this for 2 inches from point to point. Let me see if this light, there we go. Oh, maybe we turn that light off. Okay, yeah, 2 inches from point to point. I'm literally set it on a steel rule. Make sure you know everything is going to clear. Alright, everything's going to clear. Make sure that little scribe makes a center point right there. Because you got to have that center point. What I do is I got a 1/8 inch brad point bit that I use. It matches the diameter of my pivot point. You don't have to drill all the way through. Especially if you're making a table or something that you don't want a hole all the way through. If you do, you can put a hole all the way through if you need it. It don't matter. But you don't have to. I'm gonna do 2 of these here and show y'all. So we're gonna do that one. We did that one all the way through. This one is not a through hole. So now we're gonna take these little blanks and we're gonna go over to the bandsaw and cut them. Alright, sorry about that. My tripod wasn't exactly working right. Well, like I said, I've already adjusted the pivot point. I've already set it to 2 inches. There is a screw under here that I use a lot of times if I'm really making a lot of things. If I'm making something small, I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on, let me zoom out. If I'm doing just a quick cut, I use this quick clamp and just clamp it on there. It holds it in place. The only time I use the screw is when I'm doing something larger and this clamp would get in the way. The clamp's just a lot quicker. So right now we're going to put these pieces of wood on here and start it up. There we go. Alright. So once you get it on your pivot point, it will ride right there. And what you're going to do is because we're backed off from the blade, once the blade's running, you will feed it in and just literally pivot this around. This is real close right here. It'll probably break away. I can flip these away. If not, you have to be real careful, shut your machine off, and then back out of the cut. Most of the time it's small enough and I can literally take the pieces and break them away and then pull the piece back out. Once it breaks free of the outside, I like to spin the inside ring just a little bit to make sure I clean up all the edges where they might have met. This wife telling me I gotta go get Colby here in a minute. So, going to turn the dust collector on, turn this on, and make a couple little cuts here and show you how quick and efficient this little jig is. you can't see them. There they are. So this one was actually marked from this side. Don't pay attention to that line. It did cut exactly where I was intending it because we marked it from this side, and this was an old mark I had on it. 2 circles that are identical to one another. I can repeat that process and make multiple little circles, and just if you want to make wheels for something or whatnot, just a great quick way. If you cut out the outside, you can actually take it off and glue it back together if you need to cut the inside. So I want to thank y'all again for watching, and click like if you haven't clicked subscribe yet, and click the notification tab so you get the newest and latest updates from Burnett's Woodworking. Thank you.